And obviously the response to that, if this person is not well trained, if this person is corrupt, if this person is not a good human being, the response to that is zulm. The response to that is clear zulm. And that's what we have seen. When the Imam, when Harun Rashid, one of the reasons we mentioned why the Imam was prisoned was that when Harun Rashid comes and gives salutations to the Prophet and he says, oh, my salutations to my uncle. And here he hears the voice saying that my salutations to my father. The Imam, the seventh Imam, when he recites ZAHRA. So when a person hears these things, obviously, it brings about that jealousy, it brings about that hatred against that. And one wants to really eliminate that, thinking that it will be eliminated. Rather not. It is something that indeed, Allah have promised, to save that nur. They say that we will blow off this nur by their mouth. But Allah is the one who will protect that nur. Sallallahu Muhammad wa Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. See, the Prophet and the Imams, another quality, why the Prophet have mentioned that they are like my blood, they are my meat, as they are part of my body. Husayn minni wa ana min Husayn. Why all of these things taking place? It's not just in relation to the ilm as such, as we have seen clearly in Tariq, in history of Islam, after the Prophet, that no one stands out like the Hashimiyun, like the Imams. There's no argument. There's no argument about it. Not only that, but there is another aspect, which is the aspect of ilm ghaib. Ilm ghaib is one of the quality which is very much required in an Imam. An Imam have to have that quality within him. And indeed, if we take one step behind and try to understand the maqam of Imamat, it's not really any maqam as such. It is much higher than the maqam of Nabuwat. It is higher than the maqam of Risalat. Ibrahim, who is considered to be the greatest of the all prophet, the champion of Tawheed, he is yearning for that maqam. He is asking for that maqam. So you know what type of maqam that is, right? That position. Everyone wants that. Everyone wants great status and great maqam, regardless whether that person be ruhani, whether that person be dunyawi, right? So everyone wants that maqam. There's nothing wrong in having it. Allah has placed that desire within us. However, the utilization of it to achieve that is something else. That is something else. So therefore now, Ibrahim asked for that maqam. And in it, one of the conditions being mentioned as a theological discussion is that it requires the knowledge of the ghaib. Yahya ibn Yaqin, as we know that as he was the minister in the cabinet, he used to send people to Hajj. They say that every year, he would send about, help me with the salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. He would send every year many people while giving them the staples, while giving them money, and obviously this was done with the beauty, with the dastur, with the command of the Imam of the time. He would send about 200 people every year with 150 silver coins. Every year, 200 people going to Hajj at that time. This is indeed one of the ways of tabligh, one of the ways of propagation. As mentioned that, our seventh Imam is known for what? One of his greatest quality that he had in him is that control of anger. Well, anger is a negative quality in Imams, they don't have it. sabr, that patience, even if it is disrespected. One of the qualities that he has, Kazim, wa Kazimin al-Ghais, wa afa anin nas. Those who control their anger, and they are forgiving. There was a man, relative of the Imam, and he was disrespecting the Imam, and his companion wanted to attend to him. So Imam said, no, don't. And later on, after a while, he was about to sell a piece of land. Here Imam goes and he bought it, and he asked him how much it is. He said 100. So Imam paid 200. He said 100 for you, for the value of it. 100 an extra that I would like to do. Later on, he became so close. He was so embarrassed for what he had said, mentioned earlier. And Imam did patient. So here the Yahya was sending everything that he was getting from the Khalifa as gifts, as ma'al, secretly to the Imam. And once, ilm ghaib we were talking about. And once there was a special, dress which was sent to him, Khalifa, to Yahya. And then here, he sent that as well. Imam, out of all of that clothes that was sent, abundant of clothes that was sent, he sent one of the dress back, and he said it will come useful to you. Keep it with you. Once one of his slaves who was, didn't fulfill what the Ali ibn Yakhtin wanted, he kicked him out, and he goes and reports to the Khalifa, and he's been in connection with the Imam, and he has even given that special dress that you gave him. That is the proof. I use that as a proof. He has given it. Then the Khalifa becomes very angry, and he asks Ali to bring that. And he says, you will not go. So Ali sends his son. He sends his son. And he says that in that box, that very dress which was given by the Khalifa, which was what? Returned by the Imam, that it will come useful to you. And here, he presented that, here's that dress that you gave me. And it really came helpful to the Imam, to that man. And eventually he was punished. Shahadat Imam Musa. So therefore is that knowledge of the ghaib. Imam, they have that knowledge of that is unseen, that will come about, and they will try their level best to protect their lovers, to protect those who are working for their cause. So that same thing applies for those who really want to work for the Imam of the time, the 12th Imam. If we are working for him, if we are dedicating time for him, if we are coming and sitting in the majalis and making their zikr ahya, the Imam will help us in a very indigenous way that we will not know. And eventually we'll realize that yes, it was so good that this happened. But I didn't realize that this is really help from the Imam. Now, as we are running out of time, I don't want to take much of your time. A few zikr musibat, however, few beautiful sayings of the Imam. Imam says that Allah haven't distributed amongst His creation greater anything greater than intellect, than aql. The greatest thing that Allah has distributed among His creation is intellect. Where, he continues, where the sleep of an intellectual is considered to be ibadah, however, the wakefulness of a person who is ignorant is considered to be of no value. So intellect is considered to be the greatest thing distributed amongst us, and one really have to fully utilize that to its potential that it has been given us. And then the second hadith is, he says the loser, the 7th Imam says, the loser is the one who even wasted an hour in his life. A person who is a loser, he will never, he is the one who will waste his time. One have to make sure that his time is fully occupied with positive things, because very easily we go on